It is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, and I'm delighted to be joined by my friend Pete. How you doing, Pete?
Glenn, as I say repeatedly, the pleasure is all mine. I'm doing okay. Trying to rally. I know it's Wednesday. I'm still trying to get the motor started. I had a very fun and exciting weekend, which we could talk about for a couple of minutes, and then I had a day of reality on Monday with a couple of medical appointments. So we can get into that.
Wow.
And then we had, of course, we teased this in a prior version in the Going to Church episode, but
Yeah, we can
we got a little
talk
something
little
more
bit
to talk
about
about,
the
don't we?
UU. Yeah. I also
Yeah.
want to take this opportunity to promote a few things. So we've already talked about November 7th, Friday, November 7th at Ray's New Garden. Be there, be square. It's going to be unclaimed freight like you've never seen them before.
And that is not hyperbole.
No, it's going to be legit. It's going to be legit. And then Halloween night, October 31st, at Sally O'Brien's in Somerville, I'll be joining Kong Dynasty on stage for a special Halloween event. So if you're looking for something to do on Halloween, come out to Somerville, get some Kong Dynasty in your life.
You will not regret it. And in fact, my good friend Carl was saying, I need you to go see Kong Dynasty. And I said, you're going to be shocked when you see them and say to yourself, how can there only be 30 or 40 or 50 people in this room? Because this band absolutely kills.
We gotta take it on a road. And also on Sunday night, Brad had been telling me about this blues jam out in Lynn and trying to get me to come out there with the Leslie and join him. And I finally did it Sunday night.
The city of sin.
The city of sin. It was great. There, I met Sparky on drums and Pirate on the bass. He had this incredible bass with these like fanned frets I'd never seen before. Anyways, it was a great time. So yeah, lots of live music continues to be a focus of ours. But you saw some live music down in Philadelphia. Let's talk about that first. You went to see Goose with some friends. How'd that go?
I did. And, one thing before we do that, actually, it occurs to me to say thank you to a broad range of listeners. Shockingly, people are interested in what we're talking about, which is gratifying.
Yes.
And people are sending us feedback via email. I'm getting text messages. You're getting text messages. And they're all pretty positive. And it warms my heart to know that people are both listening and interested and empathetic. And that... that this is a project that is just the two of us talking. It's being heard. So grateful to everybody who is listening in.
Absolutely.
So about 5 or 6 weeks ago, two of my best friends in the world and I were hanging out on a day that I was. They came over for lunch on a day that I was a little down, and we cooked up an idea to let's go see some music. And we scoured the Boston area in the coming 6 weeks to see if there were any bands we wanted to see, and we didn't really find anything. And lo and behold, we saw Goose playing at the Mann Theater on whatever Saturday was, October 4th, I think. And so we said, let's go. Seemed like a great idea at the time. We all made plane reservations, and my buddy Mike and Adam and Carl were all... I didn't have to really end the sentence saying, let's go. They were in regardless. And so we flew down there on Friday, sort of midday, and checked into the hotel and just kind of yucked it up all night Friday. Didn't really go anywhere. I think we had pizza for dinner.
Nice.
We happened to be right on the UPenn campus. I mean, you could look out. We were on the 33rd floor of this hotel, and we're looking down on the Penn athletic fields. And I had the bright idea of looking up their sports schedule, and lo and behold, they were playing football against Dartmouth the next day. And so we went to the first half of that game. I will note that the University of Pennsylvania's football stadium, so far that I've experienced, has the worst, by a mile, ADA accessibility options. I mean, pathetic. And they should be ashamed and embarrassed
Calling them out here.
for themselves at how bad it was.
Yeah.
And they've got a stadium that holds 52,000 people, and nobody had a clue where the ADA seating was, how to get there, none of the staff members. And I will also mention that Fran McCaffrey, who was the basketball coach at Penn, overheard me talking to like a more senior security guy, complaining that like this is nuts. We've been waiting here for 25 minutes to try to get to the AD seating, and he looked over and said to the guy he was talking to, "I'm staying away from this," which was pathetic leadership by a senior level of the athletic department, as far as I'm concerned. So. Anybody who's affiliated with the University of Pennsylvania, shame on you for the way you conduct your ADA compliance or non-compliance.
Yeah.
It was really shocking.
Yeah.
Anyway, on a more positive note, the Mann Theater in Philadelphia is, it's like Great Woods, right? It's an indoor amphitheater with outdoor lawn seating.
Okay.
The most beautiful venue of its sort that I've ever seen. Beautiful wooden structure with an upper deck seating, which is pretty cool, and just aesthetically extraordinarily pleasing. And of course, those types of venues have great sound.
Yeah.
In and of themselves. For the uninitiated, Goose is a jam band that if I had to draw a Venn diagram, they would be most closely overlapped with Fish. Certainly a little Widespread Panic and String Cheese Incident in there.
Sure.
And a little dab of the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
So guitar-oriented band. For anybody who's interested, just look up Goose and listen to the song Hunger Sight, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
That's a good one.
Just really, the guitar player is off the charts good. He's really good.
And he's a singer, too. He's an outstanding singer as well.
And he's a really good singer, and the drummer just is nonstop, sort of, laying down a super active beat, but it's not necessarily a fast tempo. You know what I mean? Like the drummers who can pull that off, just keeping it going, just laying the pavement down, so to speak. It was really fun. And we were, in the ADA seating, which is in the back of the pit, and then the first, 20 rows, and then us. So we had a pretty good view. We were on the right side, and boy, it was a lot of fun. I ran out of gas at about 10:40 or so.
Yeah.
And just like when I run out of gas, it's like, it's not like I got 15 minutes in me. I mean, the car will run out of gas on the side of the road, kind of thing.
Right.
So we got out of there. It turned out to be perfect because they were just finishing the song they were playing, and clearly walking off stage and coming back in 5 minutes for the encore. And we rolled out, and there happened to be a guy soliciting for ride opportunities, an Uber driver.
Yeah.
And we jumped in his car, and $60 later we were at our destination. It took us no time to get home.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice. Successful live music adventure.
Yeah, it was. I was actually filled with some degree of angst going into this trip because I can't put socks on. I can't dry myself off fully with a towel.
Right.
I need help getting dressed. And I have help around me at home. And like these guys, these are three friends that would, they would do anything for me.
You. Right.
Still a little uncomfortable and a little scary to be. I don't want to be asking them for help, but the reality is I was asking them for help.
Yeah.
And it worked out fine, but I was a little worried going into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm grateful it's like a 52-minute flight because I couldn't get off the plane fast enough.
Sure.
I did bring my little jazzy ultralight carbon fiber portable
Electric
wheelchair with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
First time I've done that, and that was a great experience. You get to the gate, and they, unbeknownst to me, those gate attendants are paying pretty close attention to who's hanging out in the waiting area.
Yeah.
Because they came to me.
Yeah.
And said, I see you have a wheelchair. Do you need a special help? They put a special tag on it.
Nice.
And that thing rolls right to the right down the jetway to the plane.
Okay.
You take off the joystick, you take the lithium battery out, and the thing folds up the size of like a medium large suitcase,
Yeah.
and they put it under the hold, or in the hold, and
Right.
then when you land, they bring it right
Pull it
out.
right out.
And without that, this trip is not even a chance that trip happens.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
walking through an airport is. I mean, obviously you can get wheelchair assistance from
Right.
from those folks, but just traveling around the city, going to the venue, all that stuff. So that was great and gave me some nice confidence that works.
Yeah. Yeah. You can do that.
So all in all, super successful. I will say that when I got home, I looked at Lynn and I said, it was great. We had a blast, and I'm not sure I could do that again.
Yeah. It's a lot.
But, it's nice to know you got friends that'll pick you up and carry you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just, metaphorically
Absolutely.
was necessary.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
my
So
weekend.
then you had the high of that, and you got back on Sunday, and then turn around Monday, and you're off to MGH. The
Yeah,
hospital.
so Monday I had a 11 a.m. Occupational therapy appointment with who's become my great friend, Julie McLean, who's a specialist in occupational therapy for neurological disorders. And the reality is she does a full eval. I was going to see her because my left wrist is a problem. And it's a problem like they do various strength assessments, like a grip strength and a pinch strength. They hold your arm up and test your bicep strength and push against for your triceps. And my left hand now scores a 0. So
no.
I can't lift my wrist up against gravity. So my left hand just sort of flops around at this point. So she was fitting me for a elbow, not an elbow brace, a wrist brace.
Is that what you have on now?
That's what I have on now, and it keeps my wrist from just being in a flopping down position, which will keep it from being injured, and is also just generally uncomfortable. So that was at 11 o'clock, and then I had a 3 o'clock appointment at Spalding Rehab, and that's a pretty long break between 11 and 3. So my sister was here, my sister Ellen, who I am grateful for her to spend a couple of days with, and she came with the purpose of helping me and helping me with these appointments. And Lynn had an opportunity to go down to New York and visit a friend of hers, so that was good.
Nice.
Anyway, at 3 o'clock, we had a Spalding Rehab appointment where I was to be fitted for a power chair or a more permanent type of wheelchair.
Okay.
So the first appointment ended at 10 after 12 or something. It was way too long to wait, so we drove home and got home at 1:15, and then had to leave for the appointment again at 2:05. So that was a hassle. But visiting Spalding Rehab is a sobering experience in and of itself. You can imagine there are all sorts of people with various health issues, from traumatic brain injuries to paraplegia, quadriplegia, prosthetics, and everything else. And anyway, I was fitted for a power chair, which was emotionally challenging.
Yeah.
I will say the power chair is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Super comfortable. For example, a chair like this you have multiple options for you can get front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, center wheel drive, and it depends sort of what your use case is. Center wheel drive has a tight turning radius, so if you have a house that has really tight corners, that's an argument for that. If you're outdoors a lot, which I like to be, front wheel drive.
Yeah.
And the chair will, raise itself. So say you're at a event where everybody's standing and you'd like to be able to talk to them, you can raise the chair.
No kidding.
To their level. So you're face to face with people, or you're at a restaurant with a high top. So it gives you some freedom to participate in life's activities in a way that doesn't have you, way below everybody else. So that's kind of cool.
Right.
And it leans back, it tilts back. The steps where your feet are goes back and forth. It's got 5 indoor speeds and 5 outdoor speeds. It's got headlights and blinkers. I mean,
Wow.
this is
I want to see this.
you know,
thing.
it's a real machine.
Does it?
It weighs
does it fold
400
up?
pounds.
Yeah. So how do you
No,
like?
there's no folding up.
Okay. So but how do you transport with it? Or I guess you just need to get in like a van or something where you can roll in. And,
Well, that's a whole cascade of things that will occur when I get this thing. One of which is obviously you need a ramp or a lift just to get it in the house. And then if you want to go somewhere with that, you need an adaptive, a van
Vehicle,
or
yeah.
whatever type of vehicle you can
Right.
get. So, this is sort of TBD. It can take, sort of 3 months or so to get this. So at my last doctor's appointment, the team was saying, "Listen, you should get fitted for one of these." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Look, it takes 3 months, and
yeah, there's a lead time.
the reality is you're going to need one of these." And they also reminded me that you're not once you get one of these chairs, there are people that you don't you're not living in the chair. It's I
Right.
mean you eventually you get to that point, but there's plenty of people that have these chairs that can get out of them.
yeah.
But it is as much as I like my Jazzy Ultralight, when it's it's like being in a Yugo versus being in a
Right.
S-Class Mercedes or something. I mean, it's
Maybe a Lotus Elise is the Jazzy, like lightweight, carbon fiber, a little bit
yeah,
hard
okay,
edge.
that's fair. A little better than a Yugo.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Yugo, which was certainly a high value vehicle at the time.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, so that was Monday. So I came home pretty cooked on Sunday, and it was a very long day,
yeah.
both physically and a little bit emotionally on Monday. And so here it is Wednesday, which is why I'm still trying to get my motor started. But
Sure.
that's the story.
Sure. Got it. Well, it sounded like definitely an adventure. I'm glad that you do have friends who could carry you and did carry you, figuratively. Shame on University of Pennsylvania, right? Is that what it was? Yeah. For
University of Pennsylvania.
shame on them, but glad the venue was great. And man, I'm gonna have to see this chair when it comes in. So you got the front wheel drive one from the sound of it, yeah?
Got the front wheel drive one, and it's it's a serious piece
Able.
of machinery and electronics.
Right on. All right. Well, one thing I thought that we maybe owed our audience an update was we had been going to the Unitarian Universalist Church in Needham for the past 3-4 weeks, I think. And
Yep.
I think it's a testament to the fact that we keep going, that we're getting things out of it. And I don't know if you just want to riff about it, or one thing I was thinking is like, what are some of your favorite things, like what that keep you going back to church on Sunday?
Well, just as a refresher, in the church episode at the very end, I think we teased it a little bit by saying, when we talked about me going back to church and Catholicism and whatnot, we also, both of us, expressed an interest in exploring whatever other
Yeah.
faith options, other spirituality options. And you said, I went to the Universalist Unitarian Church several years ago for a funeral, and it was really interesting, and I've wanted to go back ever since, and just haven't really had the impetus or somebody to do it with, so to speak.
Right.
And I said, and you knew more about it than I did, and I said, let's do it. And we went for the first time, and it happened to be the first service of the new sort of calendar
Season.
year
Yeah.
for services.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new season. And I think we both sort of looked at each other, 10 minutes in and right at the end and said, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go and back. I'm looking at their website just to give a little flavor of what the Unitarian
Yeah.
Universalist Church in First Parish in Needham is all
UUneedham.org
about.
is the website, and we'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah. but it is a liberal religious community that is open to all.
Yeah.
And we gather on the basis of shared hopes rather than a creed which all must profess. We recognize and celebrate that different beliefs and religious traditions are inspired by common hopes, share many common values and goals, and can, separately and together, guide our way to the common good. The spirit of our living tradition is embodied in the shared values and inspiration of Unitarian Universalism. And they have a covenant of, gathering as a loving community to encourage and comfort each other, to diverse community, to support each other in our search for spiritual truth, and that we gather as a service community to live beliefs through action and care for the world. And it is a very welcoming environment.
Very welcoming.
What would you add to that?
I mean, so, walking in for the first time, I remember we kind of didn't know which door to go in, and we ended up kind of entering from like stage right. But we persevered.
And like when the service had just sort of started, so it was a little.
It was
we made an entrance. Let's put it
not
that way.
awkward at all. No. How it seems, reasonably ADA compliant. Like once you figure out what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to go in and where you're supposed to sit, I think that that works for us. Reverend Katie is incredible. Like she's definitely one of the reasons I keep coming back. She's the spiritual leader of the congregation, and I want to listen to what she has to say. I find it's a great break from the news cycle, the sort of anger cycle of news and the situation in America at this point in 2025. It's an escape and a break from that. I really appreciate there's a consistency to the structure. And I don't usually think of myself as someone that needs that. And I know like other folks that really benefit from that, some of my kids really benefit from that. But I actually really like it. It's like predictable. It's going to be the same kind of thing every week. There's going to be a meditative part. There's going to be a part that's maybe for the kids. And then the kids go and there's a part that's more for the adults. There's going to be live music in the beginning and during the collection at the end. And all these things I really enjoy. And I can just enjoy being present in the moment with these people who are welcoming to me or the next random stranger who just happened to walk in. So I like it.
There's no moment that I've been to where I've looked at my watch.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's engaging. And by the way, it's worth noting the music's incredible. They have, for most of the services we've attended, they've had a full band, bass, drums, guitar, piano player. The guy who plays the piano can sing with the best of them. He's an amazing singer. And they play cool tunes. I mean, You've Got a Friend in Me. Last week's service ended with Sweet Home Chicago.
Yeah. And
right? I mean,
for Yom Kippur, there was definitely more of a Jewish band talking about the tradition of the service, but also the music. There was like a mandolin, and it's like it fits the theme. The players are incredible. They were playing
klezmer music.
Yeah. The pianist in particular, I can just close my eyes and listen to him and definitely be in a happy
absolutely.
place. And you're surrounded by other people doing the same thing, so it's a very special feeling.
And the week, so this was a Sunday a week ago, whatever, 10 days ago, was all about Yom Kippur and atonement and saying you're sorry, and sort of the tradition of asking for forgiveness for things. That is one of the great aspects of the Jewish tradition. And in fact, my good friend Mike Bunis joined us for that. Joined us that day.
Yeah, and he came with you to Philly as well, right? He's one of the.
And he came with me to Philly as well. And Mike and I a couple of years ago had a little bit of a falling out, and I was mad at him about something, in a way in which he behaved, and what I was too self-absorbed to realize is that he was struggling. and going through some bad stuff, then I didn't have the emotional intelligence to sort of ask the question of, is something wrong? And after you dropped us off, or maybe you were still there, I can't remember. I like apologized sincerely, because I don't think, I mean, we reconciled, but it was a serious break in our friendship.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have happened without having
Right.
attended that day's service, which is, to your point about the minister, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, she moved me to action.
Yeah. 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 So we're going to keep doing it. So I went solo last time, first time I've gone without you.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I was away.
You were
Yep.
you were down in Philly, and they had kind of the new members, so members who had signed their name in the membership book and done the pledging, were each sort of individually recognized on stage. There was a bunch of folks. I would say maybe 15 adults with, maybe some had no kids and some had 2 kids, maybe 20. So there were a lot of folks on stage. Not me this time, not us, but maybe maybe that'll be
Maybe
us
next one.
soon. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still enjoying going and looking forward to it. Yeah. So that's the church update.
Totally agree, and we'll be back. We'll be back there next Sunday.
Yeah.
We're probably pushing our. We try to keep this to bite-sized increments, and we may be pushing our luck on
I know.
length of
Might be
podcast
time
today.
to wrap this up. So yeah, I thank you, Pete, for it's great to connect with you again. Thanks to all the new listeners and all the feedback that you've given us. It definitely helps keep, I think, both Pete and me motivated to keep doing this and keep talking.
Yeah, and as a reminder from some of the less savvy, tech savvy listeners, to follow the show either on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your
subscribe on
podcasts
Apple
from.
Podcasts.
Subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Every
it'll
Wednesday
automatically
morning.
update. Yep.
Yep.
Every Wednesday morning is a new episode.
Just dropped the episode Silver Lining Mentoring this morning. So we've got a little backlog of content. We're going to keep trying it full, to keep that backlog full, so we can keep getting our voices out there. All right, Pete.
Have a great
that's a
rest
wrap.
of the week. We've got our first bit of rain in quite a while, so the grass will be happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk to you next Wednesday, partner.
All right, Pete. Great to see you, bud. If you have comments or questions for Pete and me, you can email us at 2224peter@gmail.com. If you'd like to get involved with or donate to ALS causes, check out ALS One at alsone.org. Thank you for listening.